I brought a samurai and a ninja with me. Hello fellow anime geeks, welcome to another first impression video in this 2020 summer season where I try every anime series premiere that I can. As usual, I'll be organizing my thoughts by answering these 4 questions in the hopes that I can give you guys a bit more information on the ongoing season. Today I tried the anime original Gibiate and the mouth tags were action, fantasy, horror, martial arts, and samurai, and I would say that this is an incomprehensible mishmash of a ton of genres that have no business being together, but my best stab at it would be a futuristic, post-apocalyptic, time travel, monster action adventure. In terms of mood and art style, it reminded me of X, or any anime that was released in the late 1990s, early 2000s that had kind of a hard edge, but the nostalgia ended there. I'm not going to be as vague about plot today, as I feel like summarizing the plot is important for this anime in determining whether it's worthwhile or not. So here's a really quick recap of the plotline of episode 1. We begin with obvious pandering to our charged emotions with a description of a pandemic that hit the world in 2028. Our female protagonist describes how this illness began to turn everyone into animal-like monsters, and then we cut back to 1600 for a look at Japanese historical figures. They travel through time in an unexplained phenomenon and arrive in the the future, to see a human succumb to this illness. They are picked up by a cute girl and an old man and immediately recognized as samurai time travelers from Edo, Japan. No, really. They are taken back to base where they are immediately treated like outsiders, and we meet our female protagonist's mentally unstable mother because the audience needs more plot lines. And then they meet a shady looking doctor who gives them the most unscientific explanation of what's going on. In terms of uniqueness, I guess you could say that this anime's combination of this many elements, components, storylines, and genres is unique. And I really did like the intro and ending song. I really like the mixture of old instruments and new instruments together. And in this case, the instrumentation has a very clear tie to the storyline in that it's a mixture of old and new. But I think you guys can probably already tell that I didn't find this anime particularly worthwhile. I wasn't a fan of the combination of this many elements, and I found it a little bit strange, even by anime standards, but I also didn't think that any of the individual components were presented well either. We're introduced to a post-apocalyptic survivor-style protagonist and her determination to try to find a cure for this illness, but why? How is she involved in trying to find a cure? What are her qualifications? Is she a doctor? Because all you showed us was her taking a bath and running around acting cute. Then suddenly, time travel. Not only does this component not fit in with the rest of the world that was created in the beginning of this episode, it's not explained or hinted at all as to how it works or why it's even there in the plot. There's just some like lightning and thunder and poof. I think a good example of how this could be done is in Drifters, where they've again taken historical figures out of our past and they've moved them to a different timeline or world, but I feel like having that scene, that encounter in a hallway gave us a very clear alert that we were watching something that was other and that there was an external force acting on this plotline and for a very specific reason. In my opinion, the exposition and pacing in this is just lacking and not enough to really pull all of these plot strings together to form one story. Oh wait, I forgot about the romantic, awkward moment where this girl knows nothing about these 2 strange men that just showed up, and she eagerly jumps to grab this guy's hand that she knows nothing about and nearly starts crying when she asks him if he's been infected. Sorry, but I'm just not buying it. I'm struggling to even think of someone that this could appeal to because Even the action was weak, at least in this first episode. And with that, I'm gonna go watch it again to record the clips for this review, but I'll catch you in the next video. Oh boy. That's awful.